everyone, and welcome to another episode of the Silicon Dreams 1550 AM. I'm Shalin from Orbis 86, your host. And today we have with us Hari Krishnan. From designing robots to managing virtual realms, we have with us this maestro who's behind the Metaverse curtain at BharatBox. So thank you for joining us, Hari. I hope you're excited to be on the show.
Yeah, sure. Thank you for inviting me. Yeah.
Awesome. So let's dive right into your journey, right? So can you take us through your whole journey from being like a mechanical design engineer to your current role as an account manager and game producer at BharatBox, and kind of shed light on how the gaming and metaverse industry became like a focal point in your career?
Yeah, sure. So after my graduation, I was working for a robotic startup as a design engineer. So I understood, manufacturing, designing stuff. So Brink, it's an venture accelerator firm. So they were looking for someone to run a IoT and hardware program. And that's when they reached out to me and, checked if I can be their tech guy who can help them to what do I say, evaluate startups who are in the manufacturing space. So
Right.
I joined Brink. I was taking care of the IoT and hardware program.
Mm-hmm.
And then this BharatBox thing is a joint venture between Brink and the Sandbox Global. So
Right.
when Sandbox wanted to enter into India,
Mm-hmm.
uh, I got this opportunity and I'm like, okay, this is very interesting. It's not because I had some background in gaming. It's
Okay.
just that, I was like, okay, this is really interesting, right? Who doesn't like gaming and metaverse? It's such a buzzing thing. So
Mm-hmm.
I thought, okay, yeah, let's do this. That's how I got into this space. But
Okay.
then since then, it's been like very educating for me. And
That's nice.
yeah, I'm excited. Yeah.
That's great. So how did your exposure to, venture acceleration kind of shape your approach to the gaming and blockchain space? And what are some valuable insights that you can share with our audience about the convergence of traditional accelerators and the gaming industry?
Yeah, so when I was working at the accelerator, I had the opportunity to, talk to a lot of founders, a lot of mentors, and understanding the basics of business and, user persona.
Mm-hmm.
So, see, even gaming itself is a business, right?
Absolutely.
Uh, yeah, it involves monetization, understanding the users. It's a product.
Yeah.
So I've learned a lot from these founders and mentors about, all this stuff. So it
Mm-hmm.
was kind of easy for me to apply the same principles at gaming as well.
Mm-hmm.
Especially, you need to understand the users very well. So game is a product and users or consumers, they're like, the key thing when it comes to gaming,
Yeah.
right? Yeah, so I would say uh, the business principles and the user persona, understanding user persona, those two things were the major learning. Took from the bring thing to BharatBox. Yeah.
Awesome. So, now coming to BharatBox, right? Could you kind of elaborate on BharatBox's mission to empower Indian creators, gamers, and businesses through the blockchain and metaverse technology? And, what are some noteworthy projects or initiatives that you guys have been involved in that align with this mission?
Yeah, sure. So Sandbox globally or BharatBox, focusing on India.
Yeah.
So Sandbox globally has launched a 100 million creators fund that
Okay.
will focus on, uh, empowering creators who work on Sandbox. So Sandbox has two creator tools, VoxEdit and GameMaker.
Mm-hmm.
And the interesting fact is that for Sandbox globally, the highest number of creators come from India.
You're right.
So out of that 100 million SAND fund, we'll be allocating a specific portion for Indian creators. And, we'll be running a lot of game jams. It's more like a competition. We will say that, okay, you can create a game based on Diwali or maybe
Mm-hmm.
Holi, and you submit your concept, and we select the best concept. And select a couple of pitches from people,
Mm-hmm.
and then we give them some time. They can create the game, and once they submit, we evaluate, and then we give them SAN rewards.
Okay.
So yeah, we have like really big pools for rewarding these creators.
Mm-hmm.
Apart from that, I also see a gap in terms of, uh, like education. Like
Right.
many people, they don't know these tools, how to use these tools. So what we are planning to do here, is that we have initiated talks with multiple edutech platforms, and we
Mhm.
are designing a course which will teach both Voxedit and Game Maker, and we'll be partnering with multiple universities across India, and we'll be providing these courses for the students.
Mhm.
And so we can educate them about the tools first, and then we will give them opportunity to participate in these game jams, which gives them like monetary benefits. And they could also join these metaverse studios as a designer or a game developer. So I see a lot of lack of talent in
Yeah.
India, though there are a lot of people who are playing with these tools, but the
Mhm.
uh, good talent is kind of very limited at the moment.
Right. And I think
Yeah.
education will kind of help bridge that gap, right? So yeah,
Yeah,
once we
exactly.
know what to do, because there's no use of a product if somebody doesn't know how to use it. So I think yeah, when you guys are focusing on education, that's one really, really important aspect. I think in Web3 in general, not just in gaming. But that being said, I know that BharatBox is also focusing on, creating like a cultural metaverse for Indian brands, right? So how do you ensure that that virtual spaces authentically represent India's diverse culture, especially when, collaborating with Bollywood celebrities and sports stars?
Yeah. So one point to note here, BharatBox is not just limited to just the cultural angle.
Mm-hmm.
Though we are like really committed to develop something based on the Indian culture. So
Right.
we some interesting thing is that we partnered with Metaverse Studios. So
Mm-hmm.
they are producing a Mahabharata series in partnership with Hotstar,
Mm-hmm.
Disney Hotstar. So it's
Yeah.
like a 3 year long series. So we have partnered with them. We'll be creating a Mahabharata, the whole war based experience on Sandbox.
Mm-hmm.
And we are also in talks with a couple of what do I say, like yoga teachers and all that. So we want to create a wellness center. So India is
Okay.
known for yoga, meditation, all that stuff, right? So we will focus on that. So apart from all these things, this is one angle of BharatBox. Apart from this, we are also open to partnership with the corporates, different D2C brands,
Mm-hmm.
and educational institutions. So metaverse is not limited to just one thing. It's like anyone can come. They all have their own space.
Mm-hmm.
It's you can create anything you want, right? So
Yeah.
it's not limited to certain things. Yeah.
Okay, I mean, just the sound of that is like really, really interesting, right? It's something that we're all looking forward to, definitely. And in that on that note, what are the challenges do you kind of anticipate in the widespread adoption of virtual spaces and metaverse concepts in India? And how is BharatBox working to kind of educate and address these? I mean, you did mention about going to colleges and kind of educating and bridging that gap. But what do you think are the let's focus on the challenges. What do you anticipate in with these concepts?
So, especially for BharatBox slash Sandbox, for us, the biggest challenge is India. India has a lot of use gamers. We have like 530 million gamers, but the biggest challenge is 490 million of them play on their smartphone,
Yeah.
and Sandbox is not yet on smartphone. We are only on PC and Mac. So
Mm-hmm.
that's one of the biggest challenge for us in India. We have a very few people who play games on PC. So
PCs, yeah.
how we are trying to solve is that we'll be launching our Android and iOS version next year, probably mid or late next year.
Mm-hmm.
So that will be a like big what do I say, like a big step for India. Like, see, you might have a lot of friends. They are all playing games on smartphones,
On
right? So
smartphones, yeah.
when you have yeah, so when you have Sandbox on smartphone, it will be way easy for people to access it, right?
Right.
And apart from that, BharatBox has created a separate landing page for India,
Okay.
so which enables people to buy sand tokens using UPI. So if you
Okay.
go to the Sandbox, yeah, global page, you have to deal with all these, wallets, MetaMask or whatever wallets. And many of these students, they're not well versed with all these tools. I'm not saying it's very difficult to do,
Mm-hmm.
but maybe, they'll need some help, or maybe they'll take some time. And there is a lot of friction, when it comes to any platform. So by creating that dedicated web page, anyone can, just create their account using their email, and a wallet will be created in the background, and they can on-ramp sand tokens using UPI. So we are still working on enabling more features that
Mm-hmm.
will ensure flawless user journey.
Right.
Yeah, that's
That's awesome. I like the integration of UPI definitely. And in the synthesis of like your technical expertise, and now with the creative demands of gaming in the metaverse industry, particularly in collaborations with other brands and stuff, what insights can you offer on maintaining this, delicate balance between the two?
so you mentioned about the celebrity partnerships or something, right?
Yes.
Can you
Yeah.
repeat it? Yeah, okay, yeah. So
Yeah.
see, we've approached a lot of Bollywood people, but
Mm-hmm.
the main challenge is that, they don't really understand the space.
Mm-hmm.
So what I really focus on, okay, like sit with them, try to explain them, okay, what is metaverse, how they can, benefit from that,
Yeah.
how they can kind of gamify the engagement with their community or fans, right? They have
Yeah.
all these Bollywood people or, any celebrity, they have a lot of fans.
Yeah.
But what Sandbox does for them is, we try to gamify the community engagement.
Okay.
So my role here is to educate the celebrity or their managers, how we can help them solve that issue, and also they also have a particular focus on monetization.
Mm-hmm.
See, if anybody is coming to a new space, the first thing they will think is, okay, how much money I can make, right? So we also have to address that thing. So these are the two things I really focus on when I talk to these celebrities. Yeah.
Okay. Okay, got it. Yeah. That's great. And now let's talk about engagement metrics in gaming. Okay. So virtual spaces for engagement are central to, I think, BharatBox's work, right? So how do you measure the success of these spaces in terms of user engagement, and what strategies are kind of employed to educate these users about the evolving dynamics of the metaverse?
Yeah, so for BharatBox especially, we started like maybe a couple of months back. So far we have launched only just one experience,
Okay.
and it is still live. It's we made that experience for Hangama. I hope you are aware about Hangama, the
Yeah,
music
yeah.
company.
Mhm.
Right? Yeah, so we've launched one experience for them,
Okay.
and an NFT collection for them as well. It is still live, and we are
Okay.
getting a lot of users from India and across the globe.
Mm-hmm.
So we using that experience, we try to create the futuristic Mumbai city with, which educates about Bollywood and the Indian culture, all that stuff.
Okay.
So when it comes to user engagement, we are seeing really good numbers.
Mm-hmm.
People are spending like on average 30 minutes. So
Mm-hmm.
see, getting someone's attention for 30 minutes in a virtual space is a difficult thing, right? So
Yeah, that's true.
yeah, yeah. So apart from that, globally, Sandbox is growing year by year. So we have so far we have like 5.5 million wallets created,
Mm-hmm.
uh, and I'm not sure about the number of monthly active users because it depends. We launch events like, see, if we are launching one event, it is live only for a few weeks.
Mm-hmm.
So you cannot measure it very easily.
Yeah.
Right? We are still in alpha stage, right? So it's not a fully live product yet.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, yeah. But anyways, since most of your audience, I think, are from India, so I urge everyone to go and check out the Hangama experience, also the NFT collection we launched, and let us know what do you guys think. Yeah.
Absolutely. And now just talking about the whole space, right? Looking forward, okay, what emerging trends do you kind of anticipate in the Web3 and metaverse space? And how do you believe that these trends will reshape the gaming and entertainment landscape in India?
Yeah, so see, when it comes to Web3 gaming, like there is a lot of friction to enter, right? Since I mentioned all these wallets and all that stuff. So I think most of the companies will be focusing mainly on solving that, like, making the entry very flawless so that people don't realize whether it's a Web3 or Web2 game. So Web3 can be in the background. It doesn't have to be in the upfront. See, people or players, they enjoy gaming. They don't enjoy, oh, there is blockchain or whatever it is. They don't care, right? If the gameplay is good, that's what they care about.
True.
So I think most of these spaces will be mostly focusing on solving that part, the friction, eliminating that friction part. And
Mm-hmm.
apart from that, especially Web3 or Metaverse spaces, they mostly talk about interoperability, right? So now we have Sandbox, and on other side, We have other platforms like Decentraland. So if I buy an asset here, I should be able to, use the same thing in other platforms. That's something I think most of these companies will be focusing on in the future.
Mm-hmm.
And especially in blockchain gaming, we have play to earn mechanisms. Even on Sandbox, we have that, you get paid for the time you spend there. So those things also might evolve, in my opinion. Yeah,
Oh,
these are the key trends which I see. Yeah.
right. Yeah, for sure, for sure. And yeah, like you said, I think we need to take that sheet off which says, oh, it's Web3 gaming and it's Web2 gaming. It's just gaming. And as long as you get those people on board and they love the game and everything is made easier for them, um, I think it will just work out at the end, right? So the other
Yeah, yeah.
challenges can be taken care of for sure. Now let's talk about, this is my last question to you, which is, I think, a question that probably the audience will obviously want to know. So reflecting on your diverse career path, okay, which is so, it's so beautiful to hear of, from mechanical design to game production and account management. What advice do you have for professionals or people seeking to navigate a similar trajectory and, especially within the educational context of emerging technologies like blockchain and Web3 in India, especially?
Yeah, I would say my journey is one of its kind. Like, yeah, even I never thought that I would be working in gaming or
Yeah.
Web3 space. Yeah, it was a lot of coincidence. But this is, I would recommend that, this is a very interesting space to work in.
Mm-hmm.
And especially for students, I would say, see, even in Sandbox Metaverse, you have a lot of opportunities, even while you are a student, right?
Yeah.
See, these tools, the Sandbox creator tools like VoxEdit and GameMaker, they're free to use. Anyone can go and download it. Anyone can start experimenting with that. We already have a lot of free resources on YouTube. You can just go to YouTube and check for the Sandbox game page, and there is like Game Maker tutorial, VoxEdit tutorial. You can start learning all that, and once you learn that, maybe create a group of people and create your own game. And now we have this self-publishing option. So
Mhm.
anyone can create a game and publish it on the map. So people can come and play, or you can also, participate in these game jams, which will also give you like monetary rewards. And if you're like really good at these tools, maybe I can also help you guys, connecting to uh, studios across the globe. Today, my main focus is to, increase the number of studios from India.
Mhm.
And whenever I talk to the studio founders, what they tell me is that, oh, I don't see, many people to, hire who knows these tools, right? So there is a lack of talent here.
Yeah.
And yeah, if you students can learn, and I mean, it actually depends on the interest. So if you are
Mhm.
into gaming, Sandbox will be like a really good tool. But generally in Web3, it's like an ocean, right? You have a
Yeah,
lot of opportunities. Yeah. Yeah.
definitely.
I would recommend go explore, learn. Yeah.
Absolutely. I think this is a great avenue for now people who are coming in, especially devs in the space. And a lot of people, because everyone's in the tech space, especially in India, right? Everybody, most of the people are in the tech space, and this is a new avenue for them to kind of come in and get jobs. And it's not just your daily desk job, it's a very interesting space to be in, which you can not just
Yeah.
work for, but also enjoy as a product for yourself, right? So I think this is interesting. With that, we're gonna wrap up this episode of the Silicon Dreams. So from mechanical marvels to blockchain brilliance, your insights have kind of painted a vivid picture of the future of gaming and the metaverse in India. So yeah, thank you for being on our show, Hari Krishnan. It was great having you. And yeah, I'm hoping a lot of people, our audience, has taken back so much and can embark on a similar journey as you. So thank you so much for being on our show.